And there's an ESPN Bet exclusive market available right now for you to consider. Over or under 4.5 teams from the SEC to make the expanded college football playoff. It's the first year of the 12-team playoff, and Joe Fortenbaugh has got some thoughts. Joe, break down this bet for us.
If you want to get the over here, which I think a lot of people are going to like, it might be a little tougher than you're expecting. Let's work the process here and try to explain it to the people so we have a better understanding, all right? Right out of the gate, we got to give 5 spots away to the 5 highest-ranked conference champions. One of those will be from the SEC. Let's call that Georgia. So that leaves 7 spots, and we're going to need 4 SEC teams to get in there in order for the over to hit. I'm going to go ahead and throw Notre Dame in. I'm going to throw Oregon or Ohio State. I see one of those 2 winning the Big Ten. The loser, who doesn't win the Big Ten, gets an at-large bid. That now leaves us 5 spots for 4 SEC teams. If you want to look at non-SEC schools that I think are live, Penn State's got a favorable schedule this year. Kansas State, Oklahoma State, I'm projecting Utah to win the Big 12. So you've got those 2. Clemson and Miami at large possibilities coming out of the ACC, with Florida State projected to win the ACC. That's 5 teams right there competing for those final 5 spots, of which you need 4 SEC teams to get in order to cash this over, Phil.
Okay, so Joe, that's the 30,000-foot view. Let's try and find 5 SEC teams, if possible, to make this an over. And you already said you think Georgia's going to be in there, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in.
Put them in, and then take your time nice and smooth. Alabama,
Texas. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to start moving teams to the out column. Okay. You just tell me when we need
keep going.
To pause. Keep going.
I'm going to tell you with Alabama, no guarantees there as well. We're trying to play this safe. Slide Oklahoma over. Keep going, Phil. Keep going, Phil. Vandy, stop right there.
Sorry, Vandy. Okay, so 4 teams. We need 2 of these to get in for the over to hit.
Okay, now keep in mind, Georgia in. Texas, I don't think they're going to be as good this year as they were last, but should get in. Alabama, I like them in, but it's plus 105 for them to get in the playoffs, so they could miss. But we're going to play this conservatively because we want to put you in a good position if you like the over to understand the spot. So let's start with Tennessee. Take them off the list. They are out. 3 dog spots this year, 2 of which are on the road. One's against Georgia, and then you also have the spot against Oklahoma. At home, they're going to host Alabama. There'll be a dog there as well. Tennessee's a good team. They're a feisty team. There's potential. But given the schedule, given the conference, given some of the opponents, I think the wins won't be impressive enough to get them in. So Tennessee's going to be out. Another team I'd put out, and this isn't going to make me any friends in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as you look at the schedule here for Tennessee, like we said, Florida, that could be tricky. I think Billy Napier has a better squad this year, but the Oklahoma spot, tricky on the road.
Yeah, they got to go to Norman.
LSU, we're going to rule them out as well here. Here's the key reason. Defense last year was historically bad. Historically bad. They didn't do anything in the portal to upgrade the unit. They'll be better this year, but they won't be rock solid. Transition over to the offense now. 3 key starters from last year went in the first round of the draft. That's a lot of firepower. So LSU's out, Tennessee's out. That leaves us with Missouri and Ole Miss. Go ahead and put Missouri in if you want. I'm not going to bet them to make the playoff, but I don't think we only have 3 SEC teams in. Missouri has the easiest schedule in the SEC. One thing to keep in mind, 4-0 in one-score games last year. Could be something that
and a returning quarterback, Brady Cook.
Yep. And then Ole Miss, I'd say out. Lane Kiffin facing all those expectations. We generally know what happens when Lane Kiffin has high expectations. So ultimately, here we are. Missouri getting in, like I said, you could flip them with Ole Miss, but the point of this exercise is to show you how hard it is for 5 teams to get in. I think 4 get in. I would be betting the under here.
So yeah, I was actually driving the bus. So the bet is under 4.5 SEC teams in the expanded playoff for Joe. We are at exactly 16 days from our Week 0 opener in Dublin as well. Florida State, Georgia Tech will not affect this graphic. Maybe one of those at-large things. But
give me something.